think we may be live. I don't know if we're live. I think we're live. We're live now. I see live. What up? Let's get weird. It's the Friday Night Roundtable show with the hardest working man in show business. You just saw an hour and a half of me about 3 hours ago, and I'm back. But this time, I'm with people a lot smarter than Bill Rupp, except for Trevor. But everyone else is a lot smarter than Bill Rupp. Let me introduce the cast of characters up in the top right corner over here, flying home from an event to make sure he was here live for everyone. Brian Healy, what up, GOAT?
Not much, man. Glad to be here another week. Looking forward to some week 3 action, talking some pigskin tonight.
Yeah, ready. And speaking of the other GOAT, the man who refers to himself as GOAT, Trevor. How are you doing today? You got a little, what do you got? Your blue label there?
Pretty good. How y'all doing? I got a little blue label. I'm feeling very presidential tonight. I got my presidential tie. My initials are TRMP. Just saying. Let's go.
How many people think that's Trump? Take your time to answer. We're not doing a fucking live show or anything. Why don't you just fucking let's just. You guys want to take a break? You have a commercial or something you want to run?
He was choking down the blue label. He was gagging himself.
Is your first sip of alcohol in your life?
Johnny Walker Blue, brought to you by.
Yeah, we know. And you didn't take it like a fucking champ. You took it like it was your first shot ever.
Coughed a little.
I'm not even gonna see. I asked you a question. You got to answer the question. Now you get skipped.
Okay.
And the sexiest man in America, Mike Constantino, is just losing weight by the show. Every time I saw you this morning, you're skinnier now. The hair looks great, looking sharp. What up, Com Man?
Looking forward to it, Tommy G. Thank you. I took your intermittent fasting advice.
It worked, right?
Sure.
Are you doing it?
No.
No, worked for me.
No, I mean,
I can take my advice then if you're not doing it.
I do a modified intermittent fast.
Well, intermittent fast. You fucking eat 74 donuts at 3
a.m. I don't
really
eat my first meal till late, like 1, 2 o'clock. So it's kind of a fast.
All right, cool. So last week, good week. Healy, fucking Russ out here fucking hooking up the 4Deep subscribers with a big $1 million hit and the 555. If you guys haven't checked that out, go to Brian Healy's Twitter. What is it? BHealy19?
That's right. BHealy19.
BHealy19, HEALY 19. I also retweeted it, I think, about 45 minutes ago. But tell us what happened with Russ there. Hits for $1 million, and he's giving out 10 free rest of year subscriptions for DFS to 10 people for 4Deep bets. So very excited about that. Fucking awesome. It's great.
Yeah, Russ, longtime industry friend. Kind of just giving back to the community here. Had the fortune playing a single bullet in the 555. Had some really, really great construction. I think we talked about it last week. We didn't really love the 4 p.m. games a lot for from an exposure standpoint, and he used that as leverage, playing only 2 guys in the 1 p.m. window, really stacked up that 49ers Rams game, and just saw himself climb the leaderboard late and kind of held on despite that Hail Mary at the end of the Broncos game. Somehow that didn't swing the table for him, fortunately.
But now, how much are you having a heart attack? Because on a play like that, you're sitting there going, we could have a 2-point conversion. We could have fucking overtime. There could be people in fucking 600th place that you're not keeping your eye on. We've been at the top of leaderboards a million times for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. And you know that top 20, 30 in the mid. But there could be someone coming from 300 deep if something like that happens.
Oh, absolutely. Just given a defense or anything. It's certainly the ultimate sweat. But, Russ just great guy all around, kind of giving back as throughout the industry. And, he kind of granted us permission to kind of move forward and give back.
Time out. Trevor, what do you do? Are you like a fucking OnlyFans girl? Are you actually taking a selfie of yourself to post somewhere? What are you running? Are you doing a webcam? Do you have pants on?
I mean, do you want me to be honest?
Yes, I need to know what just happened there because all I saw was you taking a selfie.
It's Friday night, and because I'm such a fucking beast, I was working a little. So I was sending an important text message to a business partner. That's it. It's the network. It's building the 4D Bets network.
Do you really think any of us believe that that's what just happened?
Yes.
Or Christy's in the bedroom and you're trying to turn her on with your little suit, aren't you?
Could be that.
Yeah,
a little flavor saver there. Get her turned on.
I think that's what's exactly what happened. So Fucking Trevor. What a fucking retard. Haley, did you tell Russ that I actually had the winning lineup for the 5-5-5 that I fucking basically overslept and never put in?
No, I didn't break him that news. Don't want him thinking he could have came in second.
I mean, it's
to you, but what are you gonna do? You didn't enter it. So
did you hear what happened, Constantino?
I believe I did. Like you didn't click send or something.
I made the lineup on the show and I put it together, and then I was going to put it in, and I just went on one of my normal fucking.
Is there any proof of this prior?
Yes, yeah, no, lock? That's how it happened. Yes, it happened because I sent the lineup and said this lineup looks pretty good. And then all of a sudden, people are looking at it and they're like, "This is 207."
Right. Well, you're the fake champ. You're the Joe Biden of fantasy
football.
No,
I'm the biggest loser. That's you're never happy about that. That's the worst.
Tommy, well, it's time to come clean. I guess you didn't see it yet, so I'll admit it before I get roasted for it, and I'll skewer myself. I accidentally started Brandon Ayuk in our season-long league last night.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes me happy.
I fucking could have sworn I swapped him out when I made my
I do it all the time. Change. No, you know what's it's honestly I'm not even going to make fun of you.
I almost fell off my chair.
I'm not even going to make fun of you because on a couple sites that I do my season long stuff on, you just change the lineup and your lineup's changed. On that site, you have to actually click set lineup.
Set lineup, no excuses, but really hard to take that 0.
Oh, really great.
Especially I got good receivers on the bench. It's a shame.
It's not a shame. It's fucking awesome. I'm very happy.
You'll let me count somebody on the bench, right?
No. Right? Dude, I'm going to do it 15 more times. You kidding me? I'll forget start a guy every week. So last week was a great week. Fucking Benny and Scarface aren't able to join us today. They'll be back next week. Might have a special guest next week also. We're starting to rotate some people into the roundtable show. So we may have like 12 of us, maybe like fucking Brady Bunch on here with fucking 10 people and fucking stick Trevor in the middle, just fucking looking all fucking retarded. Your thing got bigger.
Maybe we do it like Big Brother where we vote somebody off. Or
Tommy,
what's going on with this?
Tommy, I'm telling you what, I have fucking heard that from a lot of women throughout my life. The lights are usually off and they go, your thing got bigger. I'm like, hell yeah. Fucking man. We're just let me go, man.
Flavor saver popping. So a lot of great calls last week. Subscribers seemed to do well. It seemed like everyone did well around. Benny's Keenan Allen call probably led the fucking charge, just all in. Never seen anyone stomp on a call as hard as Benny stomped on it. And big plays all around. So let's do it again this week. Going to keep the show a little tighter this week. Not going to run it an hour and a half. Obviously, it was the first show. And I think we're all a little more sober this week than we were last week. So let's get right to it, Healy. Let's do a kind of overview of the slate. I'm just going to go through a few of the major injuries to start. You guys jump in case I missed any news on it. I'm balls deep in college football news right now. If you guys want to sign up, which you should, to the 4Deep DFS program, just go to 4deep.com. We have betting packages, DFS packages, and combo packages. So you can get in there. The monthly packages are like 30% off right now, and the rest of season package is like 50% off right now. So that's not going to stay up there much longer. It's under $300 for the betting and the whole thing. It's really cheap. So if you wanted to get in, if you like the show, if you like what you see, what is your schedule over there, Healy? You guys are going to be doing voice chats and fucking articles are already out. How's it work over there? What do you got coming up for content?
Yeah, so a lot of content on the horizon. I mean, you touched on college football. We have a college football article that's already out. We have a live show tomorrow morning ahead of the slate. We'll have guys breaking down here on the Stay Cash and YouTube show. And then for NFL, Jerry and I will have DFS articles out on the site tomorrow. We'll have another live show in our Discord on Sunday morning after the inactives come out, kind of breaking down any changes, last-minute updates, etc. So a lot to look forward to this weekend.
Yeah, and yesterday, I don't know how it worked out. I didn't play the Showdown slate. I'm not a Showdown slate guy like a lot of you guys are, but very interesting Showdown slate last night. Obviously, CMC always comes through, but Paris Campbell was a guy I expected a lot out of. I posted in the Discord, Paris Campbell and Elijah Mitchell, and unfortunately, Paris Campbell had 6 catches, which was insane, but I think for 24 yards. So we seem to be pretty on it. Even the things that are missing are just missing, and my computer's going absolutely fucking crazy right now. So, Healy, let's go through some of the kind of injuries to start this off, the big ones. We know Eckler's out. We know Chubb's leg is still laying on the field somewhere. Amon-Ra St. Brown looks like he's going to play. Full participant.
Yeah, looks like he's going to play, but David Montgomery in that backfield looks doubtful for the Lions.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to play. So all the Jahmyr Gibbs, that's probably the only way we're going to get Jahmyr Gibbs the touches we want is by Montgomery not being there. Waddle, concussion, still looks questionable. You think he's playing, Mike?
I've heard no, but again, it's early indications just from listening to the radio.
Yeah, so concussions are always tough. It's just going to be if he passes it heading into it, or if they want to risk it.
Jubbed
DK,
out.
what's that? Yes, I just said that,
Jubbed
Trevor.
out.
Put your mic on mute. DK Metcalf questionable. Is he playing? Think he practiced today, right?
Yeah, I think he ends up going, but
He's playing.
just another one we'll have to monitor. Justice Hill for the Ravens in that backfield turf toe. He's going to be out.
Gus Edwards time, yeah. We're gonna have
Yep.
that. Aaron Jones. We're looking at Jones. Last I saw, he was questionable still. I think he's still got a Q tag there, right?
He does. I'm leaning that he does play, but still currently questionable.
Yeah, hammies are always fucking a concern because if you come back a little early, might leave the game early. A-Train's out. Anthony Richardson. We're gonna queue up my boy who's gonna be taking over. Maybe a cheap play coming up shortly. DeAndre Hopkins for Trevor, his favorite player for the last 18 years, listed as questionable for the game. He missed every year, Trevor.
No, but all year he's going to be questionable. He doesn't need to practice. He's going to play every week. I mean, we've seen this happen how many times in the NFL? A salty vet, doesn't practice all that much all week long, but
Friday miss is worrisome though. He did miss practice today, so I'm not 100% on that. Watson, we're looking like a hamstring. You think he plays, Teely?
Who are we talking about? Christian Watson?
Yeah, Christian Watson.
I think he is going to get back for the Packers this week. I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch count.
Yeah,
but
I would be a little worried that they might be limited. Jamal Williams obviously out. We'll talk about the New Orleans backfield. Pacheco looks like he's going to play. He had a scare midweek with a hammy. I hate when they do this, guys. I hate when they list them as missed practice hamstring when it was actually a contusion, which means he got fucking, bumped in the back of the leg and has a fucking bruise. So he's questionable. I'm pretty sure he's going to play heading into the week. And then we'll go through the rest of the injuries on the, Ahmed and guys like that, Kadarius Toney, as we go through. We don't need to run through the whole fucking league. Any weather concerns? I have not looked at weather yet. Is there anything?
All the East Coast games, really.
Yeah, I know we have the Jets weather. Is it the whole East Coast?
All those games.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly rain, and I think we've talked about it before. Rain in football isn't as concerning as wind. Wind is the thing to kind of keep an eye on. Some of those games have some sustained, it looks like around 10 to 15 with some gusts in the mid-20s, but definitely something we want to keep an eye on as we head into Sunday morning.
Yeah. So again, we do this show on Friday. We're going to be doing a lot more content over the weekend for everyone up to fucking kickoff. We'll have content, Discord, live chats, questions and stuff. So we tend to try and do this show not over emphasizing weather because it can change, but that could definitely change on our content by Sunday morning. So let's get into it right here. He'll start off the bat. Indianapolis versus Baltimore. We mentioned a couple injuries here of note. Anthony Richardson and Justice Hill out. Obviously, Gus Edwards probably going to see some ownership. And do you have any interest in Gardner Minshew as a cheap quarterback here at 5K?
Yeah, I mean, Minshew always been a gunslinger. And at that price tag, I haven't fully gone through and built lineups with him. I know we were monitoring Richardson kind of up until today. So we just kind of get that news. He's a guy that I'm considering here for the bottom of my pool for the value tier of quarterbacks for lineups I want to spend down. This Ravens defense isn't as intimidating as it has been in years past. They're a little bit better against the run, but I think there's an opportunity here for a negative game script for Gardner where he either is in catch-up mode and maybe gets there late or kind of keeps the game close playing from behind. I think there is some opportunity for him this week. And from a pass catcher standpoint, I'm just going to continue to kind of hammer Michael Pittman. He's kind of the target monster there, getting a large chunk of the target share. He would be my preferred pairing with Minshew. And hard to argue with like Zach Moss. He's not a guy I would pair with Minshew, but they didn't move his price up enough. 5.5K remains this week. Do expect him to be popular. Matchup isn't as simple as what he faced last week, but there's going to be a ton of opportunity, and there's not a ton of value out on the slate this week. So that price tag is pretty enticing for a guy that's going to pretty much be out there 100% of the time.
Mike, where are you going here?
I mean, weather permitting, I really like Lamar and, Old Faithful Zay Flowers. He's getting a massive target share there. Quarterback's tricky. I think the spend up is going to be Mahomes and Allen, obviously, and then Lamar is just sitting there where most people will spend down. So I think you can get a nice low-owned Lamar Jackson, especially due to the uncertainty of weather. If you get a jump on the weather and, it's not going to be that bad, I really like Lamar, especially with the limited, banged up running back room. So really it's just Lamar and Flowers, weather dependent. And I like Zach Moss, like you were saying there. I mean, that would be my play from the Colts side, probably my only play from the Colts side.
I like Pittman here. I think he's going to go a little bit under owned. What do you think his percentage is going to be coming in at, Healy? Let me just see here what I'm saying. I'm seeing
I have Pittman around 10%.
7. Yeah, okay, about 10. 23 targets in the first 2 games. Obviously, you got to take some of this with a grain of salt because you're looking at a different quarterback situation here. But I think if you are going to go Lamar Stack, if you're going to go Lamar Andrews, if you're going to go Lamar Zay, Pittman's the bring back in this spot. I could see this game getting a little out of reach here. You never know what Minshew is going to do, but I think Pittman's going to go very under-owned. Pittman's going to be a guy I'm going to overexpose to. Trev, you got any sneaky plays in this one?
Yeah, I do actually. So I agree with Healy and disagree a little bit. I have no problem doing my low-end quarterback stacked with Moss. I think game script is going to come into play. Moss is going to catch a ton of those cheapy passes out of the backfield. They're going to give him those 5 or 6 yards. So I think he's going to get a ton of those. I really think Granson at 3,100 tight end, I think he's going to be throwing the ball. He's going to be slinging the ball. It's not a great matchup, but when you're slinging the ball at 3,100 on DraftKings, I think Granson could be really sneaky at the tight end position with not a lot of great options at tight end this weekend.
All right, let's move over to Tennessee, Cleveland. Mike, we looking at weather here too?
Tennessee, Cleveland doesn't look like they have any weather problem. I just got to ask you a question / add something on that. A friend, and I'm looking him up. I've never even heard of this guy, but a friend of mine, as you know, I mentioned a lot, Tommy, my friend Bobby, really sharp DFS player, poker player.
Never seen anyone put as much money on a roulette table than him.
No, that's Billy.
Oh, that's Billy. That's right.
Billy, yeah, Bobby. Right. But yeah, Bobby's the one who won $1 million at the Borgata Open, real pro player. But he's on a wide receiver here at 3,500 in that game. Jay Downs. I don't even know who that is, Healy, but he's swearing he's got the best matchup of the week, and he's jiving with Minshew and whatnot on the practice, whatever the fuck the narrative is. But do you know who that is? I don't even know who it is.
I mean, he's second on the team right now.
Downs.
He's second on the team in targets. So, I mean, he's getting opportunity.
I'm right.
Certainly a guy you could look to, especially if you're playing Minshew or a cheap run back. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured I'd throw it out there since he mentioned it to me, but that's all. Go ahead.
All right. Are you good there? All right. So let's move on to the next game here. Cleveland. Mike, what do you
So Tennessee, Cleveland, we talked about it last week and the week before and last year and the year before. Tennessee's really a pass funnel. I actually really like Watson here. I mean, he's got all the swords pointed at him. I mean, he needs to fucking perform. I mean, he's underwhelmed. He had the full camp. I mean, I get that the running back room is banged up. So what better time for him and Amari Cooper to have a fucking jump off week and Elijah Moore. I kind of like a little double stack there with Watson, Cooper, and Moore in my GPP tournaments. It's now or never, and it's a great spot at home, banged up running back room against the pass funnel, who you can attack through the air. So that's what I like on the Cleveland side, and really nothing on the Tennessee side. So I'll be attacking it, really just like I said there.
Wow. Okay. Haley, what are you looking at here?
Yeah, similar to Mike, nothing for me on the Titans side. I think this is a kind of a really good spot for the Browns defense. They just generate a ton of pressure up front. I think they've generated a sack and or a knockdown on 25% of quarterback dropbacks so far through 2 weeks. They're really getting home, and we know Tannehill is certainly not somebody who's going to really scramble out of it. Not a ton of legs for him. So good spot here for the defense. Jerome Ford, it sounds like they're going to put their chips in his basket. He's 4.8K, but just like last week, I don't want to use what projects to be a popular running back against this defense because they just shut the run down. You're definitely going to have to move the ball via the air. I think this game plays under the total, though. I think it's going to be an ugly drag them out game. Browns move the ball between the 20s, but ultimately kind of struggle to score. I don't think this game produces DFS winning pieces. So I think it's the Browns defense for me. That's about it.
All right, Trev, what do you like here? Any sneaky plays?
Nope. Real simple. Cooper, 100 and a touchdown. I think he's going to be the difference maker in this game. I think that's how Cleveland scores. That's it. And Njoku, listen, I don't hate him. He's only 4,200. I mean, if there's a time that he's going to have a game, this is that time. So I'm looking at Njoku a little bit as well.
Yeah, I don't hate Ford here. What do you think Ford's ownership is going to come in at, Haley? At 4,800.
It's kind of what I noticed earlier when I was looking, like winning back for the most part, pretty spread out. Let's see. I'm about 18%.
Yeah,
he's like,
I mean,
fifth, sixth highest running back.
Yeah, it's chalky enough, but it's under that number where for 4,800, if you need to fill your lineup in, I really liked his involvement in the passing game. We saw his big play speed, obviously, last game. I don't think this is a bad spot here to play Ford, and I think a lot of people are going to, just kind of shy away from it, and he'll come in at 15, 16%. And at 4,800, you really can't miss as long as he gets the touches, which he should. Hopefully we keep Pierre strong off the goal line. Atlanta, Detroit. Obviously, this is one of my spots, my beautiful favorite team right now outside of the Jets, the Atlanta Falcons and Desmond Ridder. I think we actually have a little sneaky Ridder spot here from a rushing perspective. I think Ridder rushes for 40, 50 yards. No, listen, I'm not getting it. This is a great
Healy's reaction is priceless.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about Healy. Fuck Healy. This is a great actual rushing spot. So this isn't more as much of a DFS spot. I don't want to play it in DFS. But from a prop perspective, I want the Desmond Ridder rushing prop. And Bijan Robinson's a fucking video game character, dude. I think he's fucking.
Let's go.
This dude's insane.
Bijan. I got flamed for drafting him 5 overall from you, and now you're on the Bijan. I dared call him a Christian McCaffrey.
Time out. He was never on the Bijan train. Everyone fucking knew he was going to be awesome.
You mocked me.
Well, I told you I thought there was better options with Tyreek Hill and fucking guys who weren't going to split carries with Algier and Cordell Patterson comes back. But Bijan's awesome. I still don't know if I can get up to 8,000.
Trevor in now as mayor. Hold on 1 second. Yes, sir. Please raise your right hand.
President Goat wants to just say, guys, this is how this works. Sometimes I got big bets going on here. I got a TV. I apologize. I went like this. Braves just had bases loaded. Got an out.
What?
Sorry, Tommy. Go ahead. I know.
Why are you acknowledging Trevor?
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Connor.
Come on. I've been hosting shows on the radio for fucking a decade. You think I got my eye on him? I know if there's something important he's got to say. Healy, though, finally, Jahmyr Gibbs unleashed. What are we doing here with this game? I think there's a lot of opportunity here.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams extremely efficient from an offensive standpoint. This is in the dome, so obviously ideal conditions. Both teams really like to run the ball. So I don't think there's going to be a ton of just plays in the game, but the explosiveness of these two backs, I think, not that I like to play like two running backs from the same game often, but the explosiveness that Bijan and Gibbs have, I like both of these running backs. And Gibbs is kind of overpriced for what we've seen, from what his role is. And I think people are going to be speculating if they want to play him this week that he is going to get a big, significant boost in opportunity. But 6,600, I think, is a spot you can kind of pay a little extra to be a little contrarian using Gibbs. And Josh Reynolds is that other piece.
You're saying Gibbs is going to be contrarian this week?
I don't think.
I have Montgomery.
Maybe because of the price, though. Because of the price.
I don't give a fuck what his price is, dude. He's 100% in my starting lineup against Atlanta, who's notoriously for decades been a sieve against running backs through the air. Gibbs has caught fucking 9 or 10 balls already to start the season. If you're going to give him 15, 16 carries, and he's going to have that receiving upside with his dude, he's a video game character too. I fucking love him at 6,600 this week. I just thought he was going to be shocked.
No, I have him in the 13%. Actually,
all in
down the board.
Gibbs. All in Jahmyr Gibbs. All in. That's
I like the spot here as well. I just think I'm not as confident that they're just going to throw the whole workload at him. They were hesitant.
And I don't think he needs it though, Healy, just because he caught 7 balls the other day, right? Like this isn't a guy that needs to be out there getting 20 carries. He could hit value on 7 carries, 10 carries with the amount of receptions he has. So you get him up to even 12 to 15. I mean, this kid's explosive, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it is an opportunity that you can play both running backs because they both can break off the 50-yarder in this one. They're my favorite pieces. If I don't mind going to Goff yet again. I mean, his home road splits has kind of highlighted, I think, throughout the years are significant. I think he throws over a touchdown and a half more in home games versus road games.
Yeah, it's
throughout his career. It's pretty drastic. So I don't mind using some Goff, and I'd probably actually take the savings and go down to Josh Reynolds. There isn't a ton of value at wide receiver this week. Obviously, the rapport that he built with him in their time with the Rams is certainly coming through. He's looked good, and he's certainly looking to him down the field. So I don't mind him at a value wide receiver spot this week.
I like that 4K. I could live with that. Obviously, Drake London's a guy who I told you guys to play last week, coming off a 0 in the first week, went 3x on DraftKings, 6 for 67 and a touchdown. Still 5K. I'm going right back to Drake London in this spot. I think Amon-Ra's probably going to be a little under-owned with that Q tag sitting there. It's really tough to pay 8K for that. Like, we're getting up into like that Jefferson, spend up a little bit more, tank a tight end down a little bit and go get Jefferson. So I'm kind of in the no man's land there. For me, this is Jahmyr Gibbs, Drake London, Bijan even, Mike. I mean, he's been great. He's been phenomenal, but at 8K, we don't want to see, 20 points is probably, what he's going to consistently do. He's obviously got that upside, but you always have that risk of Algier coming in and fucking, vulturing 15, 16 carries. And then who knows what the fuck role Cordarrelle Patterson's going to play when he comes back, if he's back this week. But what do you like?
So, I mean, you all pretty much took my, my thoughts. So
we didn't take yours. We had ours. We didn't steal it. We weren't trying to spite you. Yeah, we weren't. It wasn't a personal attack that we gave opinions.
So you're saying you love Ritter as well?
Well, if given the opportunity to talk, I'll put a bow on them all.
All right. We're going to have one of these nights. Okay.
So my number one thing is I have two
Get another drink.
What'd you say?
I said, let me get another drink.
Uh-oh. All right, I guess I'll take a sip too.
Fuck, cheers, guys. Hey, cheers. Salud.
There we go.
Hi. All right. No, I'm saying in a good way. You kind of all said what I was thinking, and I'll kind of put a bow on it without being repetitive. But I have two real hot takes this week that I was coming in with, especially more for single entry or cash game lineups. And one of them is involving this Falcon game. And Healy stole it, basically. I thought I was going to be unique. I really like getting all the rushing equity here, except for Ritter, who I don't have to worry about. But, I like both running backs.
Your fucking tongue.
It's very key here because you guys didn't bring this part up. I like both running backs with the defense. Atlanta at 2,700. They're very good against the pass. They're ample against the run. Detroit is a little banged up, and honestly, Detroit disgusted me last week, right? So now, even with Montgomery banged up, I obviously love Gibbs. Now, to talk about Gibbs, and like I said, put a little bow on it, all that done with Gibbs last week, he got 9 targets. He only got 30% share of the playing time. And he did what he did, 12.8 points with 9 targets and only playing 30% of the downs. So with Montgomery out, even if he was to get double the carries, he got 7 last week. Let's say he even gets less, 14 this week. 13, 12. If he scored a touchdown, he's in the mid-20s. I think his workload is going to insanely go up, especially if Amon St. Brown is either A, out, or B, hobbled throughout the game. Those targets are going to go somewhere. And I think they're going to pour into Laporta and they're going to pour into Gibbs. So I actually like Gibbs and Laporta from the Detroit side. And then cash games and single entries, I like to get different with both running backs, Algier and Bijan, but with the Atlanta defense.
Okay. Yeah. I'm literally in my lineup right now. Gibbs and London are both in it. And I love Laporta. As long as Laporta is going to stay down there around 4K, I told you guys last week, this is an easy pivot off, the Green Bay tight end who was $600 cheaper. Laporta is going to be a top, 5 or 10 tight end in this league, man. He's really good. And tight ends usually don't pick the position up quick. There's a longer developmental process for tight ends than any other position in the league. So the fact that this kid's literally, 5-6 targets, 5-6 catches every week already, and he's still down there at 4K, safe little spot to go in there on Laporta. Trev, anything
you're getting a dome game with all these weather situations?
Yeah, you're getting a dome. You're getting fast players. You're getting guys who are fast, explosive.
Can I ask you?
And you hit on it too, that Gibbs was a cheat code against, running backs are a cheat code against Atlanta D over the last several years, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a great overall spot.
I mean, listen, I'm 100% Gibbs. Like, this is a huge spot, Trevor.
All right, there will be a game or two I say nothing about. This isn't one of them. I love that none of you have mentioned it at all. The GPP winner, first of all, I hate the fact that I agree with Tommy. I think London's in a great spot. I think Detroit's gonna move the ball. They're gonna score, so that's gonna force Detroit into passing. Pitts is in the Millie Maker lineup.
You think Kyle Pitts is in the Millie Maker lineup?
Dude, I'm telling you right
listen,
now,
usually when you pull these
fucking now, everyone is talking about, you think Atlanta's not talking about, one of the most talented tight ends in the fucking league hasn't been touched all year long. You think you're not talking about it?
Listen, that's what you're here for. You're here for the 1% pull.
This is the fucking week. If there's a week, this is the fucking week. No one's on him.
Listen, Detroit's been terrible versus the tight end. This is it's not a
He's in the fucking Millie Maker line.
I just don't know if they're gonna let Ritter throw the ball on the road like that, Trevor, to be honest.
No, they will. They trust him.
Matchup
they trust
in
him.
The running game. That's what kind of takes him off London, but I like London, especially against man, which I think Detroit's
London's in a great spot.
But you got Ritter throwing the ball on the road. I don't think he's gonna get a lot.
Ritter throwing a ball on the road.
Ritter, it's tough to let him throw the ball at home or in the backyard at a barbecue.
He just
fucking
on
the road.
All right, we're extra stop right here. Okay, week 1, I let this fucking bullshit go on when he threw for 113 yards.
This can't keep using as a crutch that he hasn't thrown an interception or lost.
I'm talking. This kid just led a 13-point fourth quarter comeback at home, 4 straight drives into the red zone, one which he ran in on fourth down.
DeMarcus
Russell 250, a replay overturn cost him another touchdown. He balled the fuck out.
I wouldn't call that ball down. I felt like a dollar store.
Stop your fucking Ritter hate. Fuck you.
Do we see Taylor?
Do
we see Taylor Heineke by week 6?
No, we see Taylor Heineke on the Jets by week 6. Desmond Ritter was the fucking
Jets. Here we go. You got him.
Time out. Desmond Ritter was literally the MVP of the fucking week last week. Every fucking TV show, he had the biggest comeback of the week.
Any other team would have been throwing the ball down 12. They'd had to rely on the run.
No, they relied on Ritter's running.
No, yeah, they went run heavy.
Let me just tell you this. Ritter over 14.5. Put your fucking life savings on that. That is the biggest joke against Detroit I've seen. 14.5 rushing yards. That is an absolute joke. He will blow through that. He probably has that by the second quarter. New Orleans, Green Bay. Healy, what do we like?
He got the final word on Ritter. He deserves it, though.
I love that.
He got
that. This game is very uninspiring. Yeah, I think we certainly have to monitor Aaron Jones in this one. He'd probably be the only piece that would hold my interest. Again, I think I talked last week, soft tissues for running backs. Not something I like to attack. He's really the only viable guy. Dillon, as I mentioned last week, he was going to suck. He looks slow, he looks fat, and he did terrible. If Watson returns, I think you got to take a wait and see. I don't know where Love's going to funnel these targets. He'd likely see Lattimore when he is on the field if he was on some type of pitch count. And then on the Saints side, I don't see much here either. Like Tony Jones, he's not the guy. I think, to be honest, Taysom Hill at 3.3K, tight end eligible.
Yeah.
He's going to get carries, and he's going to get the carries when they're inside the 5. It ain't going to be Tony Jones. So
no.
I mean, he's on like an all-in spot. That's cheap.
Let me just jump in here as the college football expert. You are coming with fucking Kendre Miller back this week, who I think they're very excited about. The kid's super talented. So obviously I don't think you want to touch the backfield, but that's not going to affect Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's still going to fucking get his. So yeah, I'm with you there, Haley. Is that going to be popular, the Taysom Hill there? Seeing how much action he got left?
He's not projected right now.
I mean, there's no tight ends that are ever popular. Tight ends fucking high ownership's like 14%.
And when you think you're playing these 3K tight ends, like most of them airball, or maybe they get 3.
Listen,
Taysom has realistic opportunity to rush for 50.
He can rush 60. For 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I mean,
exactly, plus touchdowns.
He's had design plays called for him on the goal line 2 weeks in a row for what that's worth.
I mean, he had 9 carries last week. But the big thing here, guys, with tight ends, just a little strategy. It's if you're not paying up for the fucking Kelce's, Andrews, Hawkinsons, you'll notice the big drop off, right, from those tight ends. It goes from like $7,000, $6,000 down to like $4,400, right? Like there's a huge space every year in that middle ground. And everyone always tries to save that extra $400. And that's why last week when everyone was like, Musgrave, I was like, but for $400 more, you can get fucking Laporta, right? Like, pay the $3,900, pay the $4,000. Like, don't worry about that $400. Get the sure thing at tight end, because they're all too cheap. You get a lot of guys out there who are going to get you fucking 10 points, 11 points at fucking $3,000. So I'm never a big guy to go punt tight end with a guy that I'm not that certain of when I know there's fucking Evan Ingram's at 4,400 and Laporta's at 3,900. Like, just go lock in those guys. They're cheap. Save your money somewhere else. This game, Mike, New Orleans, Green Bay, I like Olave. I think this is a great spot for Olave. I don't think a lot of people are going to pay him at that $7,000 price tag. I think he's actually been underutilized and should have more than he's had. 21 targets in the first 2 games, 14 catches, over 200 yards already. Hasn't gotten the box. I think it's pretty decent spot for Olave here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really don't like many players in this game at all. I mean, I don't love Carr on the road. I don't love the Saints offense. I mean, I favor Green Bay. And if anything, I'm betting Green Bay in this game on the money line. I think they're going to win the game. So I'll probably get my exposure, through a bet and really not fuck with much in DFS from this game. I think there's better spots, better prices, better everything.
All right, Trevor, check the chat.
No.
All right, go on. Trevor, you like anything here?
Nope.
Nothing here, right?
Simple. Nope.
I love that answer. That keeps the show fucking moving. Be careful with Jordan Love, guys. I know everyone's fucking.
I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, everyone's all over Jordan Love right now. He is extremely touchdown dependent right now. 6 touchdowns in the first 2 games. He's only thrown for 390 yards. People are running in there seeing those 20s at 5K. That's not sustainable. And New Orleans is a good defense. Houston, Jacksonville, Mike. It seemed like we were on the same page in this one. I think this game surprises some people here. I think Houston keeps this closer than people think. I'm seeing everyone all over Twitter on, we're going to fucking even play Bigsby because it's going to be a blowout and we can't play fucking Ridley and Kurt. No. This game's going to stay closer than people think. This is going to be you're going to get full run on everyone here. I don't love Trevor Lawrence. Don't love much in this game, honestly, Healy. But I do think it stays closer than the number.
I think this line certainly looks a little big. I think it's a lot. I think the Texans are playing much better football. And from just a pure fantasy standpoint, I know Trevor actually hit on it last week when he talked about Texans Indy that he liked for the Millie Maker. I kind of highlighted those 2 teams are playing fast.
That's a good call. Yeah, Texans are playing fast. Yeah.
So there's, they're playing at a good pace. It's just going to allow for good fantasy environment. I think both teams can score in this game to kind of be able to keep the pedal down. On the Texans side, I'd prefer to use them as run backs. I do like Lawrence in this game. And in terms of run backs, I think, Nico Collins and or a cheaper Tank Dell for the Texans are the 2 to look to. They're the ones I'm looking at for run backs this week. And then as far as Lawrence go, he does have a lot of weapons here. How I kind of rank them this week, Ridley's 1, Ingram's 2, and then Kirk would be the 3rd option for me in this office. And then ETN, he does have a good price. This is a bottom 3rd defense against the run historically. I do lean the passing game, but in non-Lawrence lineups, I don't mind getting some exposure to ETN. I do prefer Bijan at the very similar price points if I had to decide between the 2.
Yeah, Mikey, this is I got a little take on this, but I'm going to let you speak first so that you don't get mad at me for taking what you were going to say.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad. I'm just saying.
Fucking hit him.
No, we agree on this a little bit, but I read something interesting, so I can't take credit for originating this, but it makes sense, that this line of 10, which is a really big line here, was made, based on the performance of the Texans in the first 2 games. And that kind of makes sense. I mean, you're getting Laramie Tunsil back this week and Jimmy Ward. So you got Jimmy Ward in the secondary on defense. You got Laramie Tunsil on the offensive line. That line isn't reflective of perhaps what they are as a full unit. And there is some growth in the quarterback position there. And he's clearly favoring Nico Collins, who's a stud. I mean, he's very, very good. Healy, I think we came on to him. He was on my season long last year, and we were talking about it last year, a target machine, blah, blah, blah. He's the clear go-to here. So I like Nico Collins there. I think the Houston defense could be a little sneaky in lineups without the Jacksonville players in it. But I do like ETN from the Jacksonville side, and maybe a little sneaky Evan Ingram kind of, Tommy, like you mentioned. I can see like one of those 8-catch games from him a little bit.
Yeah, I like this game. I think this game could sneak up a little bit higher than people think. The total's 44.5 on this. I think we only got Healy like, what, 4 or 5 games over that number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus we got some weather, so we're probably going to see some of these totals come down. We've already seen some drop drastically. This could be kind of like Trevor's sneaky Houston game last week. I think Houston's going to be that sneaky stack consistently. We've looked at CJ Stroud. I think he's thrown the ball fucking 95 times or some shit, 47 and 48 fucking attempts in the first 2 games. And I did like him better than Bryce Young, even though I don't think he's great, but he's slinging it. They're playing fast. I think he's a guy that this game, and this may sound a little weird, this may sound like it makes sense, I'm not going anywhere near a fucking Ridley in this game. Like, this is going to be a revolving door on the Jacksonville side. I mean, Zay Jones out does make it easier, right, to go to Ridley, but Kirk at 1,800 less. I mean, is that really, Healy, a $2,000 difference when Kirk was fucking 11 for 110 last week? And like, it's a fucking roulette wheel, so it's going to matter who's on there. But this is a game that I am going and sniping cheap receivers. I'm going to give you my cheap play of this game, and this is probably the last week you're going to get him for under 4K. I'm obsessed with this kid. I love this kid. His snap count went up from, I think, 48% to 62, 48% to 79%. From week 1 to week 2. I think this is going to end up being the number 1 receiver on the Houston Texans, and that's Tank Dell. Tank Dell last week saw 10 targets, 7 for 72 and a touchdown. This kid's a fucking star. I have him on almost all my fantasy teams. I love him, and he's fucking $3,600. You're getting a guy who played 80% of the snaps last week at $3,600 in a game they should be behind and throwing, and how much difference is he than Robert Woods or Nico Collins? Like,
I like it.
He outsnapped Nico Collins by 17% last week. So yes, Nico's putting up the numbers, but Tank Dell is your $3,600 slam dunk. Worst case scenario, he goes fucking 4 for 40, gets you 8 points at 3,600. You're fucking fine. You could live with that. But this is I'm close to 100% owned Tank Dell.
Good call.
Trevor.
I like it.
Trevor.
So honestly, Tommy, great call. Here's my advice.
Well, it's only a great call if it works out.
No, but hear me out here. If you got $5,400 left, you take Nico Collins. If you got $3,800 left, you take Tank Dell. That's my point. Like, great calls. I'm a huge Nico fan. I like Nico in this game. I like Schultz in this game. And I love the running back there. I'm going to be on him all year long. As long as he's priced down. But great call. When you're building in lineups, guys, see where it ends up. And that price point,
don't decide your lineup. Have a group, right? I always have a basket. Healy, I'm sure you're the same way.
Right.
I have a basket of like 4,500 to 3K receivers that I know that I'm looking at, and whatever fits in, I rank them in
Let
tiers.
me go into this, Tommy. I build my lineup that I like, and then I have X or Y left over, and people are like, why'd you pick them? The price point worked.
Right.
And at that price point, that was the person I chose.
I'm telling you this, in this Tank Dell situation, this isn't a price point. Start your lineup with Tank Dell. He is the single most underpriced player on the entire board.
That's a statement.
And he's a rookie. So he's only going to get better. When you see a rookie's snap share go from 48 to 79 from week 1 to week 2, and he goes off for 20 DraftKings points and he's 3,600, start there. We are starting with Tank Dell at 4Deep this week, and then you can go afford whoever you want. Let's move over to Miami, Denver. Mike, you've been pretty good with the Dolphins throughout your history. We got a Tua spot here. Kind of a weird spot, right? Like, we probably don't have to worry about weather there in Miami, but
no, we do. We do.
Yeah.
It's affected by that same East Coast, I guess, monsoon coming. But I am usually on Miami. I mean, Denver always tricks me out, right? Like, they should have a good pass coverage, good pass defense. Patrick Surtain, they traditionally did. I mean, Russell Wilson took a little step up, which the game kind of feels dirty for me. I bet Miami, so I already have an open bet for our subscribers on Miami on the money line with a leg of a parlay that already won. So I'm on the Miami side to start the game. First home game after 2 good road wins. I talked about that on Stay Cashin'. I mean, their timing looks good. Good coach. They can run the ball. Defense actually looks good. And Tyreek's a cheat code, so I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I kind of like a lot of these dome games this week because I hate the uncertainty. And this game has the uncertainty of Waddle. Will he play or not? The uncertainty of the weather, the uncertainty of maybe a tricky line. And you brought it up today on Stay Cashin' at 6.5. It does smell weird.
It smells funny.
Yeah.
Dude. Why is that line not 9?
So although I really love Miami, it just might not be, this spot here.
Yeah. Haley, what are we looking at here? I mean, I really love Tyreek Hill. I think a guy like Tank Dell gets you there, but $9,000, it's got to scare a lot of people off, right?
Yeah, certainly, tough price tag to swallow. But, if you go Dell, you go Reynolds, and then you have plenty of money to kind of pay up at least for one stud wide receiver. So I think this is a spot. I really like the Dolphins in this one. I'll be on them at -6.5. I like their team total over 27.5 this week. I think there's multiple ways you can play this. You can use Tua, and you can use Hill and or Waddle if he clears concussion protocol. I just love how fast Tua's getting the ball out. It's like record time. I think he's only been hit like 5 times all season so far.
And he knows jiu-jitsu now, so he's fine.
And but this is also a good spot for Mostert. It's a solid matchup.
And no one ever plays him, Healy. Like he's such like breakaway speed. Like this dude just can hit a hole. And
I think
Trevor, why do you look like you're gonna cry? You okay?
He's on my season long.
He's like he's on my teams.
Yeah, I like
teams.
Why do they always got to pick on
the
quarterback?
So I think this is
that's exactly what he is. It's my quarterback. All right, go on, Healy.
So yeah, so the way I'm playing this, if I'm playing Tua, I want to pair him with a pass catcher. But not to a lot. I really like Mostert this week, and I like the Miami defense. Russ gives himself up several times a game.
Oh, dude,
Miami,
I was looking at the sack number. He's been sacked like 11 times in the first 2 games or some shit.
And again, I'm projecting a particular game script here that Miami's playing from well within front. So Russ is going to be dropping back. I think there's going to be ample opportunities for this defensive unit to score fantasy points. So they're one of my favorite defenses on the week as well.
Okay. Trev, what do you like here?
Love Healy's take. I made a note of that. Really
don't ever compliment Healy.
All right, apologize, Healy. I hate you. My take here is I'm really just sitting and waiting on the Waddle news because I think it may open up some value. And that value would either be Berrios or Craycraft. Probably lean Berrios, but Craycraft. Those are like some of the sneaky things that I look for while I'm waiting on the news. But that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, guys, I told you last week with Hunter Renfrow that if Berrios is going to be chalk, you run the other way. The guy needs fucking 9 catches to get the fucking 70 yards. Like, I'm so done with everyone just jumping on the fucking slot white receiver. They're not good, dude. The only reason Edelman and Welker and all these guys would win you tournaments back in the days because they'd get 16 targets. I mean, if you look at Berrios last year, I think his season high was 24 yards. Now, he didn't get much involvement. So let's go back to 2021 when he actually did get burned. 8 catches, 12 targets, 65 yards. 5 catches, 6 targets, 37 yards. 6 catches, 10 targets, 52 yards. What are we doing here?
That's Mike White and Zach. That's Zach.
That's 2 years ago. That's 2021. I mean, what are we doing with Barrett? Like, listen, if you need him to fill a spot, fine. But Tank Dell is your play in that spot. Let everyone else go jump on the Braxton Berrios train. Tank Dell could do that in 1 catch. Rashid Shaheed, guys like that could do that in 1 catch. So I'm okay. Yeah.
It makes sense in one area. He is also their punt returner and kick returner. So if and when you are playing the Dolphins defense and you're looking for the salary relief and you're at that 30-something low 100 price point, it's not a bad pairing to play him in that spot if you're playing the Dolphins defense. If he does break a punt return, kick return, you're getting the double banger there. in addition to any receptions and receiving yards or gadget plays, because he does get, handoffs near the goal line, that would be the only thing that would make sense to me to play him there.
I'm fine with him. If you want to play him in cash, if you want to play him in a single entry where you just want to go make sure you get your 5 for 50 or something in that spot, I'm okay with it. But I'm not shitting on Berrios because I think Berrios is bad. I'm shitting on Berrios because Tank Dell's the same exact fucking price. And Tank Dell has 20 times the upside.
No, I think he's definitely better than Berrios, of course. A better play.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we here
but if you're playing the Dolphin
play
defense, I think it might be sneaky to play.
I mean, you can get a little weird in a million maker or something.
That's how you win those large field tournaments, right? If you do that correlation.
It's just for me, dude. Like, listen, DFS is not one. I know we hunt volume, and that's the way we win here in DFS. But Healy will tell you, if you're banking on your fucking guys getting fucking volume, that's never good. Right? The guys who fucking win and hit the home run are the guys who get the 60-yard touchdown, 70-yard touchdown, pop off, break off. 3,600, it's fine. But if Waddle's out, Healy, I could see Berrios being chalk.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not eating fucking double-digit Berrios ownership. That's not happening.
He definitely will be.
He'll be like 20% or something.
Yeah, even Smythe.
Go to Craycraft.
Yeah.
I'll just stick to Tyreek Hill.
You're not letting me listen. 3% Berrios, fine. Cash game Berrios,
fair, Healy. Fucking fair.
I'll actually tell you this. I actually prefer Tyreek Hill if Waddle plays. I think if Waddle doesn't play, it's a negative for Tyreek Hill because they're just going to fucking bracket him with a safety over top and let Berrios and those guys beat him. So I'm going to be on Tyreek Hill no matter what. He's in my lineup right now. That's part of the reason I got Tank Dell to get Jefferson and Hill in, and I have them both in comfortably. But
I'm getting ready for Tommy to finish speaking right now.
All right. So we got 6 games left, and we got to fucking get moving. Do you have anything important to say, or are you just going to say some dumb shit?
No, I want you to lead it. I'm getting ready for the lead. Go.
Chargers, Vikings.
No, what the fuck are you doing, Tommy? Oh, yes. That's the game. Let's go. Like, that's the game. Like, that's
Is this the game? Is this it?
Yep.
This looks like the highest owned game.
Why did you ask me what I was doing?
Because I don't know what I'm doing. Because you fucking make me drink every time we talk. So it's like
a much better show. At least we have an excuse for your stupidity when you drink.
So, like, listen, one of my picks of the week, and Tommy hates me, is Jefferson 2 touchdowns. Player prop of the week, Jefferson 2 touchdowns. Positive regression.
Are you trying to be dramatic? Are you going to talk faster, or are you just going to be like?
Apologies. I like everything in this game, guys. Jefferson is great. Bring him back with Allen. Bring him back with Williams. You can even go to Addison, which a lot of people are. I don't think so. I think Jefferson this is gonna be one of the games that made him the number 1 overall pick in everyone's draft.
He's about to smash. He's going to come in at probably Haley, 35, 37%.
I don't care.
No. I'll listen.
Right.
I'm the person who literally does not give a fuck. I will pay up for chalk every time because I don't see it as 33% Jefferson. I see it as 67% of people won't have a guy that's going to score 30. Right. So I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to pay Berrios chalk, Healy. No. I'll pay fucking Jefferson and Tyreek chalk all fucking day.
All day.
Yeah, so ownership-wise, you have the top 3 owned wide receivers from just a projection standpoint in this game. It's
probably what Williams, Kelly.
It's Mike Williams 1, Jefferson 2, Keenan Allen 3.
I think Kelly's going to be fucking. Kelly will probably be.
Why is he so highly owned?
Who's that?
Because this game's.
Why is Mike Williams so highly owned?
Big playability, tournament winner.
No, none of that. Guys, the highest total on the board is 48 outside of this game. This game's 55.
Yeah, but still, why would he be so highly owned, even over Allen? I mean,
I mean, Mike, if you're playing Jefferson, like. There's 9,300. Like you got to kind of take the discount probably on Mike Williams.
Fair.
I'd probably rather take Kelly.
I'm with you, Mike. There's no fucking chance I'm playing chalk Mike Williams. No fucking chance in fucking hell that I'm playing chalk Mike Williams. No way.
You've done that before, Tommy?
Yeah, I've done it before, and he leaves in the fucking first quarter with a fucking ankle injury on the sideline.
I do love the game, though. I mean,
yeah,
obviously
I love
everybody in America is going to love the fucking game.
Healy, this is a situation where if you're playing a Millie Maker, if you're playing a fucking
you got to have one
MME lineup, this is the game you go and take a piece out of and fucking move the other way because the whole world's like every guy in this fucking game is going to come in at 40% owned. Jefferson's probably going to be 40. I'm just guessing at this. Tell me if I'm right. Jefferson's going to be 40. Joshua Kelly's going to be 35. Mike Williams is going to be 30. Fucking Keenan Allen's going to be 30. I mean, you're looking at this whole game, just insane ownership. If it just goes half-ass, you're smash.
Yeah, again, depending on the size contest you're playing, the smaller the contest or the higher than stakes you go up, I think the ownership goes up higher on these guys. If you're playing the lower dollar milli maker, I think you see,
you're going to see this.
I think you see all those receivers check in between like 22 to 27%. Kelly probably just below 20% in the high teens is where I kind of project him this week as well. Addison, I don't see a ton of ownership on him.
That's what I like. I like Addison this week.
He's like 6 to 7% right now. Looks like on DraftKings. Again, he got outsnapped last week by Osborne, but I think will be taking over the number 2, like the true number 2 here.
He's the number 2 there. Yeah, he will.
So he's a contrarian piece. And again, like Goat said, you can play Jefferson and Williams and Keenan and really stack this game up, and you just have to get different in 1-2 spots. Like it doesn't have to be you have to get way off the board in this particular game. If you like it, I'd say build around it and kind of rotate in some of the lower end guys around it.
Yes, Goat.
So I want to ask an honest question to our specialists here.
Hey.
So if you're one of our subscribers and you're playing a single entry lineup, and every week you play a 10, 25, whatever single dollar entry. If I'm looking at this game that everyone's going to be on,
no, I'm not playing.
Do I fade this?
Hilly, you don't have to fade it. Like you can go get a piece. Like I think people get too crazy with that where they got to make an all or none decision on a game, right? Like everyone's going to be on this, so I need to fade it. No, go get your favorite piece. Go take a piece like Healy said with Addison, who's going to be saying, and then move over. I think Healy, the worst thing you can do is just avoid it. It's the highest total on the fucking board for a reason. Go get a piece of it. Just don't get 4.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can go take Jefferson. He gets his 202.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And then you can, build your stack elsewhere, and maybe your quarterback outscores Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. I wanted to know from the experts.
You're done talking. I already asked your question. You're done. That's it. I'll go back to drinking. Constantino, what do you like?
I mean, it's hard not to like the game. I think both teams score in the 30s. I mean, the Chargers, they can't stop anybody. I mean, I could see like 38-33, 34-33. They both get there. And the way to get different, to your point, what you were saying, don't ignore the game, but think within the game, like Gerald Everett, right? Or Mattison to blow up with his back against the wall, bringing in Akers, at home in a dome, pass catches here, some runs there, and show out. So I would get different that way. Like, take the pieces from the game. Maybe even like Quentin Williams, as gross as that sounds. I mean, no one's fucking playing them, and they're going to put up 30 points. So I would just try to get different within the game. But the chalky wise, I mean, I love Justin. How do you not love Justin Jefferson? Every week, every game against anybody, everybody knows he's getting the ball. Brackets, double cut. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Just playing he just went for fucking 11 for 159 on the Eagles.
Especially at home, he's going to go off. And especially against what's the worst pass defense in the NFL and what's projected to be a high-scoring game. So if it's ever a pay-up, he's my pay-up this week at receiver. I don't mind Kirk Cousins. I mean, as gross as that sounds too, but I would double stack him.
He's got 900 fucking passing.
Or if I want to get non-chalky, I would use the Addison piece. And, not a bad spend down at Osborne at the price he's at. So I'll have pieces to this. And depending on the contest selection, whether it's going to be chalky or, one of those pivots.
Guys, I'm going to make this real simple for you. If you're playing in GPPs, you can't stack this game. You're either going to overexpose to it where you're going to fucking full stack it, or you play Jefferson. And if you want to pick a Charger, pick a Charger. You're going to get 80% of the fucking production from the Vikings by taking Jefferson in this game. You're going to get enough that you could battle. If Keenan Allen goes off, he's not going to. Keenan Allen is not a 35-point guy like he was last week. But what I'm doing, Healy, in this, because I have Tank Dell and Drake London and Jahmyr Gibbs in my lineup right now, give me Keenan Allen and Jefferson, and that's it. And I move on. That's it. Give me the main piece I like from each side, I'm going to stack it in. I'm going to fill in the Tank Dells. I'm going to fill in a cheap tight end. I'm going to fill in Drake London. I'll offset it there. And let's move on. You don't need to have fucking 4 or 5 from this game. You can just go get the main piece from each side and keep it moving. Or you could just take Justin Jefferson and keep it moving. Because on a good game for Keenan Allen, it's normally going to be 8 for 90 and a touchdown, right? He broke the 100, got the bonus, and he got in the box twice. But you can't expect that this week. So that's how I'm playing it, Healy. Give me Keenan. Give me
I want to
Jefferson.
just say one thing before you get off this game, if you guys are done with it.
Yeah.
The other thing to note here, not only are the defenses really bad, but I'm really into the offensive versus defensive line matchups. This game features what is sometimes a rarity where each team, when they're on offense, have a significant advantage in the run blocking and the pass blocking, which only adds to the fireworks of even more points. I mean, they're going to be able to, they're the 2 highest rated run blocking graded offensive lines versus the defensive line this week. Chargers at plus 42 and Vikings at plus 42. I mean, I don't know what's going to stop them, honestly. I think it's going to be fireworks. And I know it sounds chalky, but the over here is a real,
The reason why games like this don't win you tournaments is because, Healy, we can make a legitimate argument for Cousins, Herbert, Madison, Kelly, Williams, Addison, Keenan Allen, Jefferson, and fucking Hawkinson and Everett, right? So yes, the game's going to go to the moon, but there's fucking 9 guys who could fucking go off. So people just run to it, and it's like, dude, you're safe. Go get Jefferson, go get Keenan, keep it moving. So let's move on to the next game. We will keep it moving. Over to the Jets in New England. Jets defense at 2,800, and I think the New England defense at 3,500. I'm obviously going to take the cheaper one in this mix. One of these defenses scores a touchdown this game. This is going to be bad weather. This is going to be Belichick owns Zach Wilson, and this is going to be the Jets defense going against a bunch of unathletic wide receivers. There's no way the Patriots are going to be able to move the ball with fucking Juju Smith-Schusters and fucking Kendrick Bournes and Devontae Parkers running around. This game may end 6-3. I know, Mike, you're on the under on this too. We got bad weather. Go get the Jets defense at 2,800. Keep it moving. Cross this fucking game off. Let me go remake a drink, and I'll let you guys take it over. Healy, you can start.
Yeah, I mean, not too much.
And Healy, if I'm not back, because I'm assuming this will be quick, go to the Washington game.
Yeah, not too much to add here. For me, I have noted just both defenses. It's one bad weather and just 2 bad, slow offenses. Just in general, I have this game playing 10-6. As far as a final, I think I have the Patriots winning 10-6. I don't think there's going to be a ton of fireworks nor fantasy relevance in this particular game. So the defense is both in play for me this week. Mike, anything under the radar that you like?
I honestly got to agree with you. I mean, I was on Stay Cashin' today. I said I love the under here. I like, Bill Belichick, they're 0-2, the Patriots, right? And they have a tough game next week. This is like dire for them. This is a must win. And they're facing a familiar team that Belichick hates and loves to beat up. And in fact, they beat the Jets 19 times in a row. Zach Wilson, I mean, I dare ask you, Healy and Goat, starting a team tomorrow and you got to win a game. Is it Ritter or Zach Wilson, your quarterback, if you had to pick one?
Ritter.
I would probably have to pick Ritter out of the 2. Just he does protect the ball a little bit better.
Okay.
Still set.
We'll leave that. We won't even bring that question up to Tom when he comes back. But the defense is, but I would favor, even at $700 more, the Patriots defense. Make fucking Zach Wilson beat you. I mean, Belichick's going to scheme this the fuck up. I don't see many points by either team, but if anything, it's the Patriots defense.
How about you, Goat?
So was Zach? Nope. Jets fucking suck. Fuck Tommy. Jets are fucking awful. I will see that helmet in the fucking background. Fuck the Jets. When Tommy talks about the Jets, I don't listen. Next game.
Perfect. We move on. We go to the Bills visiting the Washington Redskins here. Bills kind of coming off a bounce back that I think we all kind of liked and were on board with last week, that the offense would kind of right the ship. They went out there, kind of did their thing, put up a nice game. Redskins as well, playing some pretty solid football in general. So Bills traveling here on the road in Washington. Mike, I'll start with you. What
Wow, this
what
show
jumped out
sounds
to you
so
here?
much better without me on it. I should just sleep.
I mean, I always like the Bills, but it's one of those spots almost like a Kansas City, but like not as bad, like where there's just so many playmakers, so much to go around. I mean, against a bad rushing D, I like James Cook. Against a certain type of team, I like, Allen. I mean, Washington is sneaky, and it's just another one of those games that smelled, rotten to me. I mean, I like Buffalo. Buffalo should win. But at 6.5, they're going to be like probably one of the most popular teaser legs in the NFL this week and one of the most popular survivor picks. And the Washington defense isn't that bad. They're actually good to a degree. I know they gave up a lot of points, I'm saying, but they could be a little sneaky here in lineups that I don't have many Bills in. The Redskins at 2,400 is not bad. The Bills side, I mean, I always like Josh Allen. I'm just not in love with the game. It's just another one of those weather games. It's going to be affected if the weather hits. Just other spots this week. My player pool, my game selection, it's a lot tighter this week.
Haley, what do you like?
Trev?
So absolutely. So in the chat, I love it. Eric Johnson said Robinson smash. I do like Robinson. I do think he's going to have a good game. I do think he's going to score a touchdown. This is a case where the Redskins, and I'm a Redskins fan, born and raised from my uncle as a
I
child.
love that we're the only show still calling them the Redskins. Let's
Redskins,
go.
yep. Redskins fan. So the Redskins at home are a very tough team to play. It's going to be tough fought, but bottom line is Buffalo's 10 times better than the Redskins. They're going to win this game in an ugly fashion. I don't think you can really pick anything out in this game that's going to be a weather game, but I do like Robinson a little bit. I think he's been amazing all year long, and I think he continues that this weekend.
I love Robinson this week. He's another. I mean, my lineup is fucking built. My lineup's insane.
Make sure you click to send this week.
I know. Yeah, no, I'm doing it. So what I'm drinking here, by the way, with my greatest glass. This is actually a Belvedere bottle. That's glass.
So Cosmopolitan?
No, I made a new drink, Mike. You know I like to create new drinks. This is Red Bull. Way too much tequila, like a lot, like enough to kill a person. Mike, you've drank with me.
You do come up with fun drinks.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you come up with some fun stuff.
Yeah, so this is Red Bull, tequila, and lemonade.
One night he gave me a cocaine-infused martini. It was great.
Yeah, I got liquid G. But this is tequila, Red Bull, and lemonade, and just kill it with tequila because the Red Bull and the lemonade fucking crush it. But wow, dude, I'm probably gonna fucking skeet into the air after this show. I love Robinson Healy. I mean, this dude's, I think he's in line for another 18, 19 carry game, and I don't think he's going to be very highly owned.
How do you?
Yeah, I'm glad to hear both you guys.
Trevor, mute yourself. Mute yourself. What are you even? Who
are
are you
guys
even
like,
fucking? Hold on, Healy. Who are you even talking to, Trevor? Who are you looking at?
I was kind of talking to myself because I stole him from you in 3 leagues, and you hate me just.
I hate you for it. I was very mad at you for it.
And I got him in the league that I'm in versus him.
Yeah, I don't have him. I am in one league, and it's the FFWC $2,000 league. But why are you like talking over Healy? Yeah,
I apologize, Healy. I didn't mean to talk over you. Just over time.
It's very rude.
No problem. Rude. But I was coming in here to agree with you. So last week, really liked the Titans outright against the Chargers. I like the Redskins outright here against the Bills.
Another Redskins guy. Really good job.
And you guys hit on it. I think this is a Brian Robinson, really, really good spot here for him. His involvement in the passing game will really make him game script proof. And I
Gibson
do like correlating.
And by the way, Healy, just to add on to that, Gibson's so deep in this fucking doghouse. I mean, he had a fumbling problem
after that fumble week 1.
And yeah, he's still gonna go get 3 carries, 3 catches, or whatever. But I mean, he's a fumble away from fucking being cut. Like that's how bad Rob Gibson's going here.
Yeah, and like them correlated to the Washington defense, very cheap this week.
I like it.
Generate a ton of pressure up front. I do like on the betting side, Josh Allen's rushing prop over 30.5 yards. I think they're going to be in the backfield all game long, and he's going to be forced to scramble. Probably, breaks 1 or 2. It's really all he needs to do. So I do like his rushing prop here, but I like Washington win this game outright. I like Brian Robinson and the Redskins defense.
Listen, you don't just tune in here for DFS. You tune in for the fucking cheat codes on the betting side too.
Wow.
And I guarantee you guys will all like this prop, which I think is 20 to 30% too low here, Healy. We can get Brian Robinson rushing attempts prop at like 14.5 right now. I mean, that's if you like Robinson in this game, if you like the Redskins in this game, 15 carries in this spot. I think he has 10 by the half. And as long as they stay close or win, which we both think they're going to stay close.
What site?
You're going to want to keep the ball out of Allen's hand and keep him off the field.
Listen, if you're not retarded, that's what you're doing.
Narrative,
What site, Tommy? What site?
Yeah, it's every site.
Is it really that low? 14 and a half?
14 and a half minus 120 on FanDuel. I mean, that's it.
Really low. I mean,
and here's the thing, guys. Here's
19 already.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Here's what you guys need to focus on. That you can't get everyone in your fucking lineups, right? Like Robinson's in my main lineup, but you can't. So if you do go and play 60% of your money on cash games, single entries, whatever it is, and you don't get to Robinson for whatever reason, you want Jahmyr Gibbs, you got to go down to Ford, whatever it is, or you're going up to a higher back, go bet his prop. That's fine. That's it. Because he could hit his prop and you could still win your DFS tournament. So if you're not hedging or leveraging your DFS lineups through your props at this point, that's why this isn't called the DFS show. It's called the Roundtable show, because you should be using this on all angles. But yeah, 14 and a half is fucking retarded. That number's insane. That's way
almost
too
like
low.
the Zach Wilson over a half a touchdown last week that we smashed.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's certain cheat codes, in these games that are like Ritter 14 and a half rushing yards. Who gives a shit?
No, not like Ritter. No.
Ritter 14 and a half rushing yards. Ritter 14 and a half rushing yards is insane.
Ritter. He had to sneak Ritter in there, just like Ritter. I mean, no.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL. Anyway, anyone else have a play on this game? I am not very high on the Washington side of the ball from the receiver standpoint. Jahan Dotson, who's a guy I was high on coming in. I think he's got like 50 yards total on the year. Nothing I'm overly excited about. I can't play Cook because I'm worried about Lat Murray falling in the end zone as he's been doing. From the tight end spot, me and Trevor on opposite sides. Both of them actually worked out okay last week with Kincaid and Knox. But there's just multiple opportunities everywhere here, Hilly. So I think Brian Robinson, I like the Washington defense. Those are the two plays you're looking at in this game. Let's move on to Seattle, Carolina. This is my survivor pick of the week, Seattle. It was before Bryce Young was announced out. We were arguing in the pre-show. I think Carolina's better with Dalton in, even though Dalton's a complete gas can piece of garbage. Bryce Young's that much worse. But Healy, anything here for us?
Not a whole lot in this game. Actually, Kenneth Walker was the one guy who kind of jumped out to me. This is like the Panthers' offense sucks. Seattle's defense can't get off the field. Panthers' defense has done a good job like preventing big plays, but they've just been carved up on the ground. So it kind of led me to Kenneth Walker in this one. At 2K, home favorite. I think this is a game where he can finally break out and have a decent box score. So he was the only guy I landed on. And before we transition to Mike, I would like to just quickly call out for everyone to like, subscribe, comment on the video, since there's only 30% of you that have hit the like button.
Healy, I'm a big fan of what you're doing right now. 69 people. I mean, love the numbers. 69 likes. Really, guys? Come on. I know Trevor hasn't liked it yet. Trevor, go like the video.
If you motherfuckers are drunker than me, fuck you. You're right.
I don't think anyone's drunker than you.
Click like, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Click the fucking like button. And after the video is done, comment on it. Leave a comment. Did you think we suck? Do you think we're good? You could literally just comment and talk shit on me because it helps the algorithm. You could just fucking say, Tommy G's a piece of shit. I fucking hate him. He's angry. Yeah, Trevor's fucking got 6 burner accounts that he fucking trolls me out on Twitter.
Fuck Tommy G.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as long as we get the fucking comments and likes to help the algorithm. But yes, that's your way to help the show, guy. Appreciate the tip, by the way. We got a tip from Daniel Cronin before. I just saw that now looking up. Also a tip from Shane. Shane said, Tommy, my girlfriend was wondering if you and Healy could do this shirtless and maybe make Mike audio only. Tommy, wow, Mike.
Make me what?
Make you audio only.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
No video.
They're going to talk about Tommy.
They want me now. Here, this may be the contrarian play.
Usually,
right?
people tell me to shut up. They don't want my audio.
Yeah, no, they don't want to see your face, which is crazy.
That's kind of weird.
But yeah, which is weird. But look at the contrarian angle here, Mike. It may be that his wife's saying or his girlfriend's saying it, So he doesn't want his girlfriend to see your pretty face.
Oh,
And
okay.
he wants
all
them
right,
to
I
see
like
me and
that.
Healy shirtless, which we haven't worked
Tell her to
out.
look at you instead.
Yeah, that's right. They want us without shirts on. Healy, when's the last time you've been in the gym?
This morning.
Wow, really? And you still look like that? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going on about 18 years. I was in prison and didn't go to. I'm the only person who didn't lift weights in jail. Let's move on.
I look like Hoffman. Are you
Hold on,
kidding me?
before we move
Really?
on, I
Are
gotta
you
give
all
a take
jacked up?
here.
You all D's over there? I'm shrinking my shirts just to fucking look.
I gotta
bigger
give
right
a
now.
take here. Don't move on.
Give a take. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because nobody mentioned it, which is good. I usually come in and mop up here, but nobody mentioned it.
Yeah, I know,
mean,
because we treat you so
dude,
poorly.
in this game, to me, it's clear on the Carolina side. Miles Sanders and Hayden Hurst bounce back week. You're getting all their fucking offense. Andy Dalton's going to be running around
I like the Hayden
petrified,
Hurst.
looking
I
for
like the
dump
Hayden
off.
Hurst, Mike. I like that.
Miles Sanders is getting the volume, obviously. I know a little Hubba Carvin, but at the end of the day, Miles Sanders is the one. He didn't score a touchdown yet, and he's still putting up decent volume. He catches the ball, and it's more about the Andy Dalton panic checkdowns for me. So I think it's a bounce back week here for Hurst at his price. I mean, 3,800. It's a great price for a tight end right there.
I like what you're saying right now.
A lot of targets, and I like the starting running back who catches the ball. So Dalton dump offs all fucking day long, volume plays, Hurst and Sanders, and Seattle's not good against the run.
Listen,
I
these
think
teams
Sanders
are
is a good
both
play here.
bottom. These teams are both bottom 5 in pretty much every defensive.
So those
metric,
are the two I'm on here.
I think Carolina's good against the receivers so far, but I don't know if that's just because they've been getting their fucking ass kicked and no one's been fucking throwing on them because you could just run down their throat. But
the defense isn't bad. Year after year we talk about their speed, sideline to sideline, blah blah blah. They fit the mold, but I just think you get the whole offense here really with those two.
Yeah, I don't hate this, Healy. I don't hate the Dalton to tight end running back check down spot here. I wouldn't play both, but I don't mind kind of scattering those two.
Go
and mute. Go on, Healy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I mentioned, Seattle, they haven't been able to get off the field defensively. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Panthers are able to move the ball. And this could be, again, I don't think there's gonna be any ownership on this particular game. Could be a late window build if you build for the 4 PMs.
You're talking 22 touches and 17 touches in back-to-back weeks with Miles Sanders. Granted, he hasn't done much with him and hasn't fallen in the box, but Seattle would be I don't hate that, Mike. I like that. Okay. Let's thank you. Said that because I'm hoping like after the show you'll be nice.
Imagine if Hurst had Ritter to throw him the ball, how good he would be.
Oh my God, he'd be amazing. Let's go to Dallas, Arizona. I mean, fucking
start with me.
Done. Take it. I don't want it.
The only reason why I say start with me is I don't want to get vultured again.
Yeah, no. If you got something,
here's my other hot take, and you guys know I like to do this in select
anal
spots. No.
Eat your kids' candy. Mike, by the way, timeout. How happy are you? Halloween's around the corner. You're gonna gain 20 pounds. That way you're losing weight.
I'm not happy about that because I am gonna eat everything. Kids are gonna be crying in my house as
Mike literally is
going
going
to a better hiding spot than under the bed.
Mike literally eats his children's fucking food. Like his wife has to hide the food, the candy in the house on a daily basis from Mike.
They got to learn to hide it better because the under the bed move isn't working.
He's on all of it. Hey, he drinks his fucking White Claws like a 16-year-old girl trying to have a threesome with Tommy G, and then goes and fucking devours donuts and fucking Kit Kats. So what do you like here, Mike?
That's bad. All right, so here's my Constantino special, okay? Cash games, single entries. I hate his guts, but you put Dak in at quarterback, you put Pollard in at running back, who's a 3-down back that gets goal line carries and catches the ball, and take that Dallas defense that's averaging 27 points a game, and you play those three to start your cash build lineups. You get all the passing equity, all the rushing equity, and the defense. Lock that up against Arizona and Josh Dobbs, and then build your lineup from there. It's a great 3-headed monster to start single entries and cash game builds.
I mean, listen.
And Ferguson. I love Ferguson at tight end too.
Trevor, this Dallas defense at 4,400. Healy, give me an ownership tag on this defense because I know we said the Jets at 2,800 in a slop with Mac Jones and slow wide receivers. I don't think Dallas is, I haven't even looked at it. I don't think Dallas is going to be high owned at all. I think we're looking at like a 3% because no one wants to pay up for it. Fuck it. I'm putting them in. I'm breaking.
They're averaging 27.
And they're Mike, they're gonna like the way
it's
when
Josh Dobbs, guys.
I went through a phase where I started slaying DraftKings, and it was by paying up for the chalk defense. In this situation, they're gonna be, if I had to guess, 4%. Healy.
Yep. Yeah. Right now, I have them projected just over that, like 4.2.
I mean, dude, you're getting a defense that's at, like, everyone just tanks defense. Oh, fucking defense is random. Defense isn't random when you just literally take quarterbacks, break them in half, and you have fucking. I don't love the fact that Diggs isn't there because he's an explosive fucking jumps the fucking short routes and he's your kind of touchdown guy. But Dobbs has no chance against this. Like, this is 4,400.
Even with the Diggs injury, because we can't not talk about it, but even with that, they're deep. In the second,
they're averaging 26 points a game, Mike.
Dude,
so if you look at the highest score,
quarterback, running back, and defense in this game, and fill in your lineup around it.
Guys, the Dallas defense is the 5th highest scoring player on DraftKings by 3 points, and you're getting them for 4,400. So, yeah, I'm moving them in. I'm gonna actually have to adjust this lineup a little bit, but I'm moving the Dallas defense in.
All right, you're welcome.
Insane. That's insane. No, I mean, I liked them, but yeah, now I'm thinking about it. I'll give you credit.
Put them with the receiver you like at 30-something hundred.
No, I'm just taking Dallas defense and then fucking Dallas defense.
No, but I'm saying that's a great start to build. Dallas defense at 4,400. Your receiver Bigsby or whatever the fuck his name is at 3,300.
Tank Dell, baby. Tank Dell, baby.
Tank Dell. Those fucking names.
Don't say it like that. Say it. Tank Dell.
I didn't know he was going to be 18% owned, Healy. Somebody dropped out in the chat. That means he's a little chalky there.
Yeah, I didn't have him that high.
Tank?
I didn't have him that high, Mike, but he is projecting to be in, let me see, around 12%.
I don't care if Tank Dell's I don't care if Tank Dell's 30. He's underpriced by $3,000. He's a $6,000 receiver. Yes, he's a 6,000. This kid.
That's a little egregious.
By the way, hold on. Time out. Nico Collins, like, clip this. Someone fucking take this video and clip this. Right now, at this point, Tank Dell is 3rd on this team behind Nico Woods. By week 8, this is my Amon Ra call from 3 years ago. Tank Dell is the best receiver on this team. Tank Dell is the #1 receiver on the Houston Texans. Watch. Get him now. Who cares what his ownership is? He's the #1 on the Texans. Watch.
And that's when Heineke will be the one in Atlanta, right?
Why don't you go fuck yourself, dude?
Now, this game, fantasy-wise, I mean, Pollard, certainly this is a smash spot here. Tough to argue against. He's projecting to be the highest owned player on the entire slate right now. But again, the way to be different is correlating with the Dallas defense. As we said, everyone's going to spend down. Looks like the Bills defense, what a shame. 25% of the people projected to play the Bills. And those poor guys are going to lose. They're probably going to score 3 fantasy points.
25% of the people are playing the Bills D?
Yeah, I guess there's
no 2,900. I mean, they're underpriced, but I mean, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, we saw it last night, right? Like the 49ers defense didn't do anything outrageous. Like,
dude,
defense has to score a touchdown. Like, and that's not really predictable. So,
dude, you either play home defenses or defenses versus Arizona. That's it.
Well, there you go. So Pollard for me, again, they're getting the ball in such great scoring position that the passing offense isn't able to like put up significant numbers because they don't have long drives. So it's Pollard for me. He's the ever down back. Trev, anything to add in this one?
So I like Ferguson quite a bit and Pollard. Ferguson and Pollard. Because listen, Dallas has got to score. So they're going to move the ball. They're going to score. I think Ferguson has a great matchup. They're going to move the ball with him. And then it's going to go to Pollard once they get the lead. He's going to get his, and then they'll all switch them all out. But so I think both those guys are good value, good picks.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, Zach Ertz right now at 3,500, fucking 18 targets in the first 2 games, 12 catches. I mean, how are we looking at Zach Ertz at 3,500? That's
you're going to be behind.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be playing from behind. If there's a weak spot, obviously late in the game, to attack fucking Dallas, you're going to need to go to the tight end. You saw Daniel Jones last night. Granted, he missed fucking Waller 15 times, but Healy, that's a spot to go at fucking 3,500. Why is he so low right now, averaging?
Because he looks like you or Bill Rupp running around out there. The guy
but that's why you play him now. Right.
No, but I mean, you say you can't play Berrios because he doesn't do anything.
All
You
right,
say you can't play Berrios because he doesn't do anything after the catch, and you're going to play Zach Ertz for the same price.
because
He
there's
doesn't do
no
anything.
3,500 at tight end.
Tommy
You
G,
play
make
Taysom Hill.
right.
Taysom Hill, 3,300.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you. Taysom Hill, I can understand 3,300. It's cheaper. Taysom Hill could also get 4 touches, and it could be. I want receptions over carries. Zach Ertz is literally has 18 targets. He's averaging 9 targets and 6 catches a game. Yes, he's probably going to get you 45 yards, but I mean that has to be on your radar at some level. I prefer Laporta. I think there's more upside there in that spot for 500 more, but Zach Ertz has to be in your player pool there. From a receiver perspective, I'm not going CeeDee Lamb at 8K just because I think this game could get a little out of control early, and there's really not much else. So it's Pollard, it's Ertz, and I'm with you, Mike. I think you can go some Dak there. I'm just worried about the game flow. Kansas City, Chicago. Here's the big question. Justin Fields is going to run wild this week, I believe, right? You don't come out and blast your coaches, Trevor, and say, I'm thinking too much. They're giving me too much shit in my head. He's going to go out and run like a fucking maniac, but he sucks. So as I told everyone, he fucking sucks. But keep in mind, this guy's not putting up numbers. He's had 2 shitty weeks back to back and still put up 17 DraftKings points, right? So do you pay? No one's going to pay 7K for Fields this week. I think we're looking at a fucking 60, 70, 80-yard Fields rushing week, just going out to make a statement because he has to fucking clean up his brand, or he may be looking at a team that's looking at the first pick of the draft and trying to take Caleb Williams and wipe him out of there. So, Trevor, where are you at on Fields?
Listen, Fields sucks. He's so fucking bad.
And guys, drop your questions, by the way. Sorry to cut you off, Trevor.
No,
I'm actually not. Oh, no, I'm not sorry to cut you off. I just have to say that.
I know.
Respectful. Guys, any questions that you've asked throughout the show, drop them now. I'm going to go through them now once Trevor's finished because we're done with the games. We'll go through a little Q&A before we wrap up. So if you asked a question earlier, we didn't get to it, we'll do a little rapid fire question thing. So, Trevor.
So it's simple. Fields sucks. He's hot garbage. He sucks a donkey dick. But what he can do is rush for 120. Your 80 yards, Tommy, is way the fuck off. He's gonna rush for 120 yards.
Oh, so the 80-yard projection was insulting.
Yes, it's fucking brutal. He's gonna rush for 120 yards and a touchdown.
You realize his prop is 54.
Yep. So fucking
so my 80, my 25 yards over the Vegas line was insulting.
Correct. Crush it. So they're gonna lose 104-3.
Wow,
and Fields is gonna rush for 1 touchdown and 127 yards.
So Trevor just let you guys know they're gonna lose 104-3, and Fields is gonna get a touchdown. I want everyone to just take a moment.
Think about that for a second.
Just process that. So they're going to lose 4 points somewhere, Healy.
Right. No, but my point is he did it last year. It was in a decent matchup. They were going to lose. So this is that matchup this year. They're going to get their ass kicked, but he's going to run for 100+ yards and a touchdown. And
Fields is going the absolute fuck off this week.
Right.
Healy on the ground. He's all right. You're done. You're over. Just mute yourself.
I'll mute myself.
Yeah, it's
not gonna matter.
Good cheer for your fucking baseball games. Healy, Fields is gonna rush for. I'm betting his over on his prop. He's gonna rush for 70, 80 yards this week. Do we play him?
Don't know if I can get there.
Would you get there if I promised you he gets 80 rushing yards?
No, because he's going to throw for.
Okay, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? Because
Yeah,
we think. Do you agree that he's going to fucking go full selfish? I need me. I need to fucking go run. And
yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be 10 to 15 rushing attempts for him in this game. I think he's going to be taking off all over. He's going to be under duress.
By the way, do you know what his rushing attempts are? 9.5.
Is it?
Pretty decent little number there. I kind of like that.
Yeah, you would think
so the price is way too high for someone who's been scoring 16. I agree.
It's tough. He's just shown no ability to be able to throw the ball. Hasn't shown any chemistry with DJ Moore. You got Mooney, who's banged up. That was probably the receiver he had some chemistry with. You beat the Chiefs through the middle of the field. As we saw with Christian Kirk last week, Amon Ra, week 1. That's Chase Claypool. Like, do you really want to play Chase Claypool. I mean, he's gotten 10 targets. He's 3,400. He's going to work the middle of the field here. Moore and Mooney pretty much exclusively set up out wide. You could look to Cole Kmet. But I think this is a big Patrick Mahomes spot, 4+ touchdown passing games. We've seen Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield look like vintage Peyton Manning against this defense, just absolutely carving them up. I think this is a good week if you wanted to spend up a quarterback to go out there and get Mahomes. I know it's always roulette with who do you pair him with if you're not using Kelsey. Kelsey's the preferred option. Outside of that, you have like 6 wide receivers that kind of rotate in.
Do you think you need to? Because I get that everyone wants, like, if he goes off, I got it. But if you can go get 34 out of Mahomes, you don't need the other fucking, like, you don't want to miss. Like, that's the thing.
Well,
if you know a top tier quarterback's going to go off, you don't want to miss, right? You don't want to play Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney catches 2 touchdowns. So for me, it's like I'm either going Kelsey in the flex or naked.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. And Toney looks like he's going to miss this particular game, so we'll take a wide receiver out of that rotation.
If Toney misses, I love Sky Moore in the spot.
Yeah, Moore would be the one I look to. Pachenko's the other guy. You got to, like you said, I think you hit it at the onset.
Too. Yeah.
It's a hammy, but it sounds like more of a contusion. If he misses, then Jerick McKinnon, certainly the guy, and you could pair.
I think if they miss, Sealy, you got to start fucking getting pieces of this, right? Like if they miss, and you could, because the problem with Kansas City right now is, you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which I think is going to be 0% owned, and if Pacheco misses late, I think this is going to be a game time decision, right? This is going to be something we're going to find out like 3:30 on Sundays, and no one's even looking at Helaire right now. If Pacheco gets announced out and you're looking at Helaire in a blowout spot, possibly getting, I mean, you don't want to play him, obviously, but it's something to at least keep an eye on in this spot. But that ups McKinnon substantially, right? You move McKinnon to 1 attempt to 8 attempts. You move him from 3 receptions to 5 receptions at 4K. But Toney's the big one, dude. You take Toney out, we're basically looking at Sky Moore, 4,400. That's a pretty good spot. Jerry called him last week, said he was all in Sky Moore, 70 yards and a touchdown at $4,000. So I think we're going Sky Moore if Toney misses.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a spot you can play Mahomes if Pachenko's out with McKinnon, like with a Kelsey or with a Sky Moore. Like, I think this is where you can kind of get all the offense. Mahomes could hit McKinnon for 1 or 2 as well. I really like them to hang 30 plus here on the Bears this week.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep in mind, if you're looking at Toney out, he's not playing a ton, but you're looking at about 35% snap share probably. Bump Sky Moore up from 60 to maybe 70, 75. I know everyone's going to look at Scantling and his 80% snap share. Who cares? He just fucking runs go routes and clear routes because he's a good blocking wide receiver. Mike, what are you thinking here?
I think you guys are, again, saying the same stuff that I have written down. Now, last week I bet early that Zach Wilson prop over a half, and you nailed it with Fields. He is one of the props that I already bet. Fields over rushing yards, and something to note, by line shopping, FanDuel has it at 55.5, DraftKings had it at 58.5. So even 2 major sports books, there's a big difference. So you want to line shop that, but I like the Fields call. I don't think there's any reason to get to him in DFS. Look, if you're betting him solely for the reasons that you're saying, he's going to, squeaky wheel gets the grease.
It's a great point you're making.
Run, blah, blah, blah. For your betting portfolio for the weekend, you just play the fucking Fields in a vacuum over rushing prop. Don't overthink it. That's it. Don't play him.
I mean, that's literally you hit the nuts there, Mike.
Yeah,
it's literally because here
about DFS. Sometimes when you like something, just play the prop bet. You don't need to always play the DFS.
Because guess what, Mikey? If we're playing Fields, right? I know Fields is rushing for 70 this week. I know that, right? But like Healy said, he may throw for 118. Right. So even with the 70 yards and a touchdown, that's still only 13 points. I go get an interception and 200
I like it
yards.
With the prop bet
I'm not there. So yeah, if Fields is going to go off in your DFS lineup, he's 100% hitting his 55 prop. Do we all agree on that? There's no way Fields goes off for your DFS line. So yeah, take the sure thing, put it on your prop. If you're putting $200 in DFS entries, put $200 on the field prop, and you cover it. So yes, love that, Mike. I actually had a lineup that I'm toying with Fields. I just took him out, and I'm
So
actually betting
yeah,
the
no,
prop.
love that. Like I was saying, and then on the other side, I think again, you guys nailed it. Talking about it, Mahomes. To me,
I mean,
this
we're
is
really
the
good at this.
ultimate naked Mahomes spot, right? You don't have to guess where Rashee Rice and McKinnon or Tony or whatnot. It's one of two things. It's either naked Mahomes or really double down and go Mahomes Kelsey because it's a big spend up that I think that combo will be low on. But I can see the Chiefs, Healy, you were conservative with 30. I could see him dropping like 40, 50 in this game, and Holmes could have one of those 5 touchdown games where
50.
Noah Gray gets
This is big,
one,
man.
Justin fucking whatever his name is gets one. You know what I
Fields.
mean? Like just one of those crazy like Mahomes 5 touchdown games to 4 guys like don't play. So I kind of like that. Either Mahomes naked or Mahomes and Kelsey like leverage spot and pay up for him, and then take all those little receivers and running backs that we all mentioned throughout the show and sprinkle them in there. And if they all hit, you're in a damn good spot.
Healy, anything else on that?
No, I'm on board. I like it.
I'm gonna give you another prop that I like here. It's I was looking at Minshew and I'm sitting here thinking like, let's talk about this for a second. Fuck it, we're already over the time. We might as well just keep running. Minshew here. Do we like him at 5,100 in this spot?
If you're spending down, I think he's one of the best of the bunch. He should have a good game script in his favor, in my opinion.
You know what his rushing attempt prop is? 1.5.
That's weird.
Is that insane or what?
Yeah.
Like,
He runs the ball.
I mean, that seems like crazy.
That is. And they're going to put pressure on him too.
Yeah,
Baltimore
I
did.
mean,
Hold on.
why is that so low?
And the offense is designed to run, right? They build it
Yeah,
for
I mean,
Anthony Richardson,
and
so-
that's the whole thing, Healy. That's what I'm looking at, right? Like, you're not going to just revamp your whole offense, especially with a guy who can run a little
He
bit.
likes to run, man. That's a great call. Is it really
Yeah,
only
no.
1.5 yards?
One and a half.
So I'm writing it down.
That's absurd.
I mean, I'm
No, attempts, Mike, not
attempts.
yards.
Attempts.
Oh,
not
I'm sorry. I
yards.
think it said
So
yards.
he has to
What
run
are
the
the
ball
yards?
twice. He has to run the
What are
ball
the
But
twice.
attempts.
What are the yards?
Hold on, let me pull it back up.
Yeah,
Probably
what are
like
the yards?
4.5, 5.5. What is it?
One of the yards.
Yeah,
too.
it's probably 5. Let me pull it up.
Attempts. What counts as an attempt? I mean,
Anything,
1
even a kneel
yard
down
forward,
is an
even if
attempt.
it's a scramble
kneel
or-
down. Yeah, remember the Mahomes Super
Yeah.
Bowl when we
We're
had
at
his
the
rushing
Super Bowl
yards?
at the FanDuel
Yeah.
Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his rushing yards are 10.5. It's moved up to 2.5 on DraftKings. So it was 1.5 earlier when I saw it. Let me see. It looks like FanDuel pulled it. Why does FanDuel not have rushing props?
Because they suck.
They'll put him back up on Saturday, like late Saturday.
Of course they will.
Let me see if I can see him there. Yeah, so even at 2.5, I like the 2.5 attempts more than the 1.5. But if you can find that, take it. So let's go through the chat here. Let me see questions. Mahomes and Kelsey. Kelsey is touchdown dependent. CH is a thing this week. Guys, I told you to ask questions. Just don't give me comments.
Well, I saw a question come up a couple times from one of our subscribers too. Strategy for a 5 max. So if you have any input on that or you want me to kick it off, I saw it asked a couple times in here.
Okay.
So I like the 5 max contest, and really I've been trying to tighten my player pool. And what I recommended back, I answered in the chat, is that keep your player pool tight, and those different like running backs, receivers, tight ends you like, and then rotate the quarterbacks for like a 5 max. So I did enter the 5 max, and I already built one lineup in it. And I did the Watson, Amari Cooper, and what's his face from the Jets that came over? Moore. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Elijah Moore. Because I like those components. And then I'll put in like a Pollard and a Cowboys defense. And then one of my tight ends I like. And then the next lineup, I'll swap out Watson and 2 pass catchers, maybe put in Cousins and Jefferson, but Hawkinson or Addison or just swap out the quarterback with 1 to 2 pass catchers and then keep your other core components the same, depending on price around them. And I'll let you guys take it from there because you both kind of taught me, Tommy and Healy. So,
yeah, Healy, I think this is kind of our sweet spot, the 5 entry max and 3 entry max used to be my sweet spot when I first started. and then I moved to 5. And what I found is that 3 entry, I was killing it. And then when I moved to 5, I started getting that. I want the San Diego stack. I want this stack. And I started expanding it. I think you treat 3 and 5 just the same. Like every week when you go in DFS, you have to look at this as a season, right? This is a marathon. This isn't something where you're trying to get a piece of everything. Like, oh, let's go. Pick that off. So let's go, fucking Purdue. This is a situation, Healy, where for me, I don't look at this as I want to make money this week. I look at it as I want to crush the fucking universe. Like a couple of years ago when I came back to baseball DFS and hit for 180,000 in week 3. I lost the fucking 20 days before that, but I'm playing to win it all. So for me, I have my core of 5. Like Drake London's in 90%. Tank Dell's in 100%. Brian Robinson's in 100%. Gibbs is in 100%. And whether it's 3 or 5, Healy, I'm just sprinkling in those superfluous pieces, the Tyreek Hills, the Jeffersons in 70. I think the worst thing you could do is start to, I need a stack of this game and I need a stack of that game. Like take your core 5 or 6 and rock with it and fuck. If you get blown out, you get blown out. If you fucking hit, you hit. But I don't want to get a piece of everything because Awesemo has fucking 100 pieces with 17 different partners of 19 different things, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would say that just to save us some time, rehash. We spent about 20 minutes before the first roundtable week 1, where we kind of went and broke all this stuff down. I know Jerry and I kind of gave some insight into like 3 max, 5 max, et cetera, how we approach it. So that is posted on our website.
Yeah, go to the roundtable from week 1 and we break it down because Healy doesn't want to talk about it. All right.
One word, Tommy. One word. Diversify.
I can't believe that was actually one word.
One word, diversify.
The Fly wrote 3 times, Tommy, what type of tequila and Red Bull lemonade, and what did you name this drink? This is the Ritter. Yes, this is the Ritter. It's always either Don Julio or Casamigos.
Oh my God.
And
because it's made of glass.
I mean, the guy
It's a
literally
can.
has one of the best rookie performances you'll ever see in the fourth quarter. You guys are shitting on him.
Fucking A.
I mean, you guys literally asked no questions. You're just showing off in the chat over who you like. Good. Fuck it. We're not going to answer.
Well, there's a sensible question about starting Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it. No, we're not starting Le'Veon Bell. In a showdown slate last night, you were starting Ronnie Bell. That would have been a good move on the first touchdown.
He did make the optimal lineups across both platforms.
Give me 3 to 4 guys that are 100% in your lineup.
I mean, I don't see how you don't play Gibbs. I mean, I know the price point's a little up, but like I said, at a 30% burn rate, with 9 targets against a defense that gives up a lot of receptions to the running back, and the other running back got carted off last week. I mean, I gotta like Gibbs in that spot. Banged up, Amon St. Brown. Cowboys D is very chalky and spend up a lot.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's 3%, dude.
I know, but like it is the most expensive. But
no one's gonna play it.
The Redskin defense is a little sneaky, which I got my eye on there. I mentioned earlier.
No, I want 3 guys that are in your lineup right now. I don't want I may play this, I may play that. Give me 3 guys that if I check Constantino's single entry lineup are going to be in it.
How about this? How about I read you my cash game lineup?
No, I don't want your lineup because then we get.
Let me pick who's on it that I'll share with you. How about that?
Give me fucking.
How about fucking that?
Why is everything so hard?
It's not hard, but I mean,
it is. If I say, watch this. Ready? Hold on. Watch this. Healy, give me 3 guys in your lineup.
Okay, Brian Robinson.
Like that, Healy.
Brian Robinson correlated with the Washington defense and Taysom Hill.
See how easy that was? Why do you need to fucking read me War and Peace?
No, but I mean, like to answer your question, I have Pollard and Gibbs, which I love at running back. We talked about both of them earlier, right? I got Amari Cooper in there. I got Nico Collins. I got Osborne to get a piece of that high-scoring game at a cheap price because in this lineup, I don't have Jefferson or any of the big dogs. I got the Cowboys D. And I went back to Josh Kelly this week just because, again, piece of the game, get a little different. So I played that, and I like Ferguson at tight end again. Dak loves the tight end. I do think that the Cowboys, just like the Chiefs, the other 2 props, Tommy, I mentioned earlier, I played 3 prop bets. I didn't drop them for our subject, but over team total.
Don't tell them all here. Make them
I'm just going to give you these 2. Over team total Kansas City, over team total Dallas. I mean, I think both of these teams get into the 30s. So I like those pieces to the game, like I mentioned too, like Mahomes at quarterback naked. So I think we kind of covered all about that. But
No.
Gibbs is the answer.
Okay. But none of that was the answer. Trevor.
Very
Wait for
simple.
this.
Very,
You thought
very
that was
simple.
bad? Wait till you hear this.
Well,
Mine's bad.
I mean, you talked for like an hour and a half, and you gave no players initially, and then you gave 14, then you gave your whole lineup. So
I love you, Thomas. I
love me too.
I am the president. Cousins, Robinson, Jefferson, Williams. Go from there, motherfuckers.
Who's Williams?
You did? Mike Williams, motherfucker.
Mike Williams. All right, man. I don't love that play. All right.
But
I'm going to tell you this.
you love my
you're
ass.
going to take this, and then when we're done with this video, you're going to comment.
Tom.
You're
Tank
putting
Bigsby, Desmond Ritter, and fucking Drake
it's
London.
not Tank Bigsby. It's Tank Dell. So you're putting Tank Dell in your lineup immediately. You're putting Brian
What team
Robinson.
is he on?
Shut up. I'll tell you that out off the show. You're taking Jahmyr Gibbs, Drake London, Tank Dell,
What team?
Justin Jefferson, and the Cowboys. You're starting your lineup with that, and then you're going to mix in the rest. And
he's on Houston. He's on
perfectly. You should be able to do this
on
with your
Houston.
eyes closed. If you're playing 5-entry
On
max,
Houston.
you're building the lineup that I know you guys are going to get to if you paid attention. And then one lineup's going to have Lawrence, one lineup's going to have Cousins, one lineup's going to have someone else. So that's what I do when I do 5-entry.
So I have a valid question to all our subs out there.
I wish
I
I
have
could mute you.
$7,000 left on DraftKings. Where do I want to go? Flex.
You will be playing blackjack tonight and blow all of it.
Jabari Gibbs. No, that's
It's not his name. First of all,
Hey, I said Tank Bigsby, so I'm with you, Trev.
no, that's not. You can go Olave. You can go Jahmyr Gibbs. One of those two.
Jamami.
All right, Healy. Final words.
Go to my Twitter, bhealy19. Check out the tweet. If you are not a sub and you are looking to see what we have to offer, we are giving away 10 free subs thanks to Russell Miller.
Thank you, Russ.
Us those, who took down the Millie Maker in week 2. So hopefully this week it is one of us that takes down the week 3 Millie Maker.
And for precedent, I have gifted Russ a lifetime sub at 4Deep forever. Hopefully he lives forever and he gets it forever. So if any of you guys would like to gift 10 subs a rest of your subscription, I will also give you a lifetime subscription. So hopefully we'll have Russ on here next week. We've been talking to him, and we're going to get him involved a lot more. But Russ, if you're listening, we really appreciate it. That's fucking awesome. So 10 of you are going to literally be comped for the rest of 2023 on the DFS side. Take advantage of that. Head to B Healy's Twitter, bhealy19. It's the only time you'll ever need to pay attention to it. It's fucking trash. Like, it's a garbage Twitter, but for right now, you can win something. Mike Constantino, final 457 words.
Keep your player pool tight. And my other advice is, instead of trying to guess all these like crazy wide receivers to
like
do
Osborne,
something. No, because that's a high scoring game and he's getting double-digit points and it's a pivot off a high-owned player. But for your main lineups, play like the number one. It's cheap enough this week that you could play the number one running back for a team. You could play 3 number one receivers, a sole tight end. Like, just play the guys who are going to get the volume. And I think you're going to come out way more ahead than guessing on Rashee Rice versus
guys.
It's Sky Moore.
Listen, the probably Healy, the line I'm most famous for from Sirius XM when I was in the New York Post and they made a documentary about me for DFS.
We never heard that.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, next show I'll do a whole expose. Do you remember my famous line? Don't play guys who suck. Yeah, you did. Fuck you. Don't play guys who suck. Football's not that hard. Don't worry about ownership percentage too much. Play the good guys. Play the guys you know are going to get to volume. Don't go crazy and get weird unless you're in a Millie Maker. Trevor, I got a feeling I'm going to put your over-under on words here at 9.5. Go.
Let's fucking go!
We hit the under. All right. 4, Brian Healy, Mike Constantino, Trevor, the GOAT. Healy's really the GOAT, but we call Trevor the GOAT because he named himself that and just took the title from Brian Healy. Scarface and Benny will be back with us next week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We are drunk. We may turn this right into the 4Deep Bets Discord. So get over to 4deep.com, sign up, follow Healy's Twitter, some of you may be winning a free subscription. Hilly, we got to do this soon, or people aren't going to find out, sign up because they're going to want to see if they won. So by the end of tonight or tomorrow, you will see if you won a free subscription courtesy of Russ. But good luck. Stay cashing, motherfucker. And we don't know if Hoffman's still